The Callisto Protocol. Is it bad? Is it good? I suppose that's why we're here to determine which of those it is. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Major Blood Fox, but Blood Fox is much better. And if it's your first time here, well, I hope you enjoy your time. But enough of that, let's get into the review. I think that I would like to start with sound. Now, I'm no audio expert, but I think it goes without needing to say that this game has great audio. From reloading and slapping a new clip into a gun, from the impact of the stun baton hitting an enemy's skull, to the very ambient noise that is happening all around you. They killed it, and let me assure you, they are trying to kill you in the game as well. Still don't believe me? Well, listen to these clips. The audio in the Callisto Protocol is crisp, clean, and hits the mark. I don't see any problems here, so let's move on to our next category, which is visuals. The lighting in this game is absolutely stunning, and you may think that is odd for a horror game, but it is in fact a pretty important factor. It sets the tone, the mood, the environment for any given area you're roaming. It can even make you feel intensity of a moment. The graphics and character models, monsters, they're all really well done here. The motion capture that went into the Callisto Protocol is second to none. The things they do here are really fluid, and I think their investment paid off. While looks aren't everything, it's definitely a plus here. So let's move on to what's actually important. How does it play? While I know some people don't like it, I found the close quarters combat to be quite fun, which is the new factor to this game that is similar in design to Dead Space. And like Dead Space, this game was directed by Glenn Schofield, so there's gonna be some cross-referencing here and there from me, as I 100% both Dead Space and Dead Space 2. While it is fun to me, it isn't without its issues. Sometimes, I would end up on stairs and the melee just would not work properly, or just outright broke in some cases. This also includes the dodging mechanic. Although not difficult to pull off at all, you just hold in the direction right or left with no timing window and you will dodge an enemy's attack. However, when you're on stairs, or something that disrupts the input from being red like elevation difference, well, you can see how this gets messy really quickly. In these moments, it is really clunky and you're likely gonna die, which I did most of the time. As far as the gunplay goes, I think it functions fine. I shoot, it responds going to wherever my crosshair is placed. My only gripe is that the melee combat needs to be improved. I think they should add more guns and melee weapons though, just to have a bit more flavor, you know? But you know what else is just as important as gameplay? Story. This next segment may be a bit spoiler territory, so I'm giving you guys the heads up now, but I'm going to be honest. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. The story is nothing to write home to your mother Susan about. I don't think that it's great, but I also don't think it's bad. It sounds much more harsh than I'm intending it to be. I was immersed and invested in these characters and how they develop, but it's like they played super safe just in case. A lot of people have gripes with how it ended. I personally do not hate the ending, and that is simply because, to me, this is a setup game. They very clearly want to bring this further, and I'm not opposed to it. But as for the story in this first installment, there isn't anything jaw-dropping. So to wrap this review up, let's move on to my final thoughts. The game is really fun. Like, the close quarter combat mechanic and how it functions is really cool. However, later in the game, there's like no formula to how bosses function. There's not really any creativity. The story is okay, it isn't bad, but I think as an entry-level game, it's a good start. Maybe just get the PC port optimized before releasing and it would have been amazing. I really enjoyed going through the game, and it visually is really stunning. The lighting is really good as well. The bosses are bland though. When you're in the third quarter of the game, I literally dreaded having to fight them because it was just more an annoyance than being fun. Especially since I was playing on maximum security, their hardest difficulty currently, and while I wanted the challenge, and there were challenges, being challenged and being annoyed are two very different things. I dreaded facing some of these bosses because it just wasn't anything different. They took one boss and recycled him like 4 fucking times. Please don't do this again. Take the time to make new bosses. But as a whole, the journey is great. The gameplay for the most part is solid. I would say in terms of how it plays, I prefer Callisto, but Dead Space is a much scarier environment than Callisto is. Callisto isn't without its charm though. It is insanely aggressive in comparison to Dead Space, and I think that's what makes it shine. I love beating the hell out of enemies and shitting on them, asserting my dominance like an alpha male or some kind of Giga Chad species. All in all, I'm giving the Callisto Protocol a 3.5 red foxes out of 5. They have a nice foundation, but I say this knowing these guys can do much better. So that's about it from me. I tried to keep it as brief and straightforward as I could, but what I really want to know is, what did you guys think about the game? Go ahead and comment down below in the comment section what you guys thought, and I will read them and I'll reply to as many as I possibly can. But if you liked the review, go ahead and drop a like. Come on, don't be shy. But with that, I'll be taking off. I'll see you guys in the next vid. Peace.